Muna Nation. Time for English with Muna. Okay, so from your videos, you guys commented that you really liked the conversation videos, okay? So here I am making another one with some conversation tips, okay? This is for that kind of small talk kind of conversation, okay? The one that you're like, oh, you see someone, you talk for a little bit, and then you're like, should I stay, should I go? Should I stay or should I go now? Okay, so picture this. I am going with a friend of mine. We're gonna go to the store, yes? So let's say it's Julie and I going to the store. We go to the store, we run into Mary, okay? Now I know Mary, okay? So I'm going to say, Mary, it's so nice to bump into you, okay? It's so nice to run into you. Now, bump would mean to collide, okay? It doesn't mean that Julie and I have to, Mary and I have to collide, okay? It just means we didn't plan for this to happen. So it happened by chance. So it was great that I bumped into Mary, okay? So number one, I could say, it's so nice to bump into you. It's so nice bumping into you. All right? Excellent. Now, here I am with Julie, okay? And we are going to run into Mary. But Julie hasn't met Mary. But I've told her about Mary, okay? So Julie could say, it's great to finally meet you. It's great to finally meet you in person, okay? It's great to finally meet you in person, okay? And she could also say, I've heard so much about you. I've heard so much about you. When she says this, Mary will probably say, all good things, I hope, right? Because this one's saying, I've heard so much about you. So Mary first, but then she says, all good things, I hope. Right? Okay. Now, let's say I am talking to Julie about Mary, okay? And then Mary just comes along. I could say something like, wow, speaking of the devil, or speak of the devil, okay? Because we were just talking about her. All good things. And she just showed up, okay? So I could sort of let her into the conversation. I could say, wow, speaking of the devil, I was just telling Julie that you started a new course, okay? So this way, she could just like slide right into the conversation, okay? And then maybe talk a little bit about the course or so on, yes? Now, if the two of us are together and I haven't heard and I haven't met Mary, I could just say, I don't think we've met, or I don't think I've had the pleasure, okay? This would mean that I haven't met her yet, okay? So I could say something like, oh, I don't think I've had the pleasure, or I don't believe we've met, okay? I don't believe we've met, yes? All right, now, we're still at the store, so we're trying to catch up now, okay? We're moved past that. We're trying to catch up to see, oh, right? So I could ask something like, how's everything going? So how's everything going with you? Okay, when I ask everything, it's broad enough. So Mary could tell me pretty much whatever she has been working on or what she has been up to, yes? How's everything going? All right? Or, what are you up to? Okay? What are you up to? What are you doing? What are you up to? Okay? Okay, now let's say Julie and I used to work with Mary. Okay? Let's say we worked for Google. There we go. I'm advertising for Google again. And I'm going to say, wow, it's been so long. What have I missed? Okay, what have I missed? Fill me in. Fill me in. Give me some information. Tell me what's going on, okay? Tell me about the people that we used to know together, or yes? fill me in. All right? Okay, now, if I see her and I feel like, wow, I really ran into her, I'd like to talk to her more, I could say, we really have to catch up, okay? Like, we have to catch up. It doesn't mean just now, but it means running into you made me think that I'd like to talk to you more, okay? Now, if I kind of want to say something to Mary, but not with Julie, I could say, wow, there's so much to say, I just can't get into it right now. Okay? There's so much to say, I just can't get into it right now. I could also leave it to like I'm in a rush or we don't have that much time to talk. There's so much to say, I can't get into it right now. Okay? Very well. Now, I could also try to, let's say, in Julie's position, she could try to welcome Mary, or she could try to get to know a little bit about her, okay? So this would be the getting to know. Getting to know could be something like, wow, Mary, Simona tells me you are into sales. How did you get into that? Like, how did you start that? How did you get into it? Okay? Or I could ask her something like, so what do you do for fun? What do you do besides work? Okay, what do you do outside of work? All right? I could also ask something like, so what motivates you? What motivates you sounds kind of official. I could say something like, what makes you tick? You know? Or tell me something. This is like someone you kind of know or you want to know more about. Like, so what makes you get out of bed in the morning? Okay, this is like what motivates you? What are you into? Okay, what makes you get out of bed in the morning? Right? And there's a cute one that I like that we say, what floats your boat? Okay, like this is my boat and my motivation or something is going to float the boat. Okay, so I could say, so what floats your boat? Okay, this is also an expression that we use a lot. We say like, so what do you think I should do? Well, whatever floats your boat, okay? Whatever is gonna make you happy. Whatever's gonna make you happy. Whatever's gonna keep you entertained, right? Whatever floats your boat, okay? Why? Because I'd like you to be happy about what you're doing and it's not so important that I have to fight about it, right? Okay, I could, the fourth, I think, right? The fourth thing would be to create contact, okay? Like, let's say I met someone and they are doing something that I'm also interested in, or I can see us doing something together. I could say something like, I'd love to talk to you more about this someday, okay? Or I feel like we've got so much to talk about. Okay, I feel like we've got so much to talk about. Or I could say, let's do this again soon. Let's do this again soon, okay? Or I could be more assertive and I could say, wow, Will, here's my contact information. This is all my data. Please shoot me a line so we can talk about things more, okay? I believe we can do a lot of things together. I think I'd love to talk to you more about this, or I'd love to talk to you, okay? Very well, and then comes the awkward part, right? The part where they're like, should I stay or should I go now? Okay, so let's say you need to go, and you're probably gonna blame this on time, right? You're going to say something like, ooh, I'm a bit short on time today, or, well, I don't have much time, okay? Or, you know when people say, right, there's something about this, right, it kind of says, okay, game over, I gotta go, okay? So you could say, right, I think it's time to go, okay? And you could also be very cute and you could say something like, well, I don't want to hog you. Not hug, but to hog. To hog is like to take all your time and not leave you available to anybody else, okay? So you could say, well, I don't want to hog you. And you're also sort of flattering them, you know? You're saying your presence is important to other people too, okay? And I think another one that is cute, you could say, I've taken so much of your time already. This kind of sounds more British. I've taken so much of your time already, okay? Or I've already taken so much of your time. Feel free to do whatever else is needed, okay? What do you think? So far, so good? So, a lot of information? Yes. What are you gonna do? Take notes. Okay, take notes and start practicing. Hear yourself saying that. Say that many times, like, ooh, I believe it's time to go. Ooh, I think I'm running out of time. Man, where did time go? I have to go. Okay, I don't want to hug you. Cool? Let's work. Practice, 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 practice. Got it? See you soon.